It's been a bit of a workup, but I decided to weld this narrower so I can get a narrow body on it, because you've got to have these bits of wood really to be able to screw the body on. So I'm trying to make the body narrow so I can get wide running boards on it as well. And this is 15 inches roughly. I've just cut these to start fixing the body, but I'm going to have to slightly put a little spacer back, I think, because it's a bit tight on the tyres on the back wheels. I've got some thin ply and I've made a couple of back ends so that I can put a curved back end on it like this. That's 4 layers laminated thin ply together. It's on one of my other videos how to make that. Where I took some of them spacers out, I'm going to put one of these 5mm spacers back each side just to give it a little bit more clearance on the tyre. Right, well, I've cut the front down a bit and screwed the sides on and the back on. I'm making it up as I go along, so I've screwed the back on. I might have a high back and a large boot on this one. I don't know yet. I'm messing around, making it up as I go along. I've cut this off roughly level by screwing a batten on here, then running this Bosch saw along on the angle 45 degree to take that off roughly flat. And because the boot, you can't get in these bits without doing it with a 1mm angle grinder, but you can get through because it's curved with a saw to start off and do that bit before I take this to pieces. I've screwed a couple and glued a couple of blocks in each side and a little bit of ply there because I'm going to make this back end different. This is a bit of mahogany that I'm going to use for the back rest of the seat, and then the upholstered bit will go up against that. I've cut the slots for the doors down so far. I can't do the bottom obviously because I need to get in there with a 1mm angle grinder. And then I can take this body off soon, and then I'll be able to clamp bits each side to strengthen that while I cut the bottom, because it'll be easier to put the hinges on the doors. It'll be easier to put the hinges, handles and bolts on the door while it's not fixed on the vehicle. I'm just going to screw the hinges on this curved bit for the boot. I've cut the holes out for the lights. If you screw a piece of wood the right distance each side like that, right across, then you're not going to get your hinges out of line. And also when you screw these holes in, you can buy these brilliant little pieces of kit that as you drill, it goes in the hole perfect, and as you drill you get your hole in the middle for your pilot hole, so you don't get these screws moving the hinges all over the place. I bought 4 of these. They're only about £1 each off of eBay, worth their weight in gold. And then afterwards, obviously, when you've done that, you can pilot the right size and put your little pilot holes in before you put your screws in there, and then you'll get them dead in line. I've clamped a piece of wood now on the boot flap that's going to go down. I've put 1 screw in each and got them just to get them all in line. This is a bit of a mad looking contraption, but I'm going to try and make an aluminium boot lining that's going to go in underneath the bottom part of the back of the car. I've managed to fold that aluminium contraption and fix it in there so it will screw out of there. So on this one I've got a nice kind of largish boot if I go down to town to get any shopping. These garage replacement door handles, they're about 12 quid. The finish on them's not over the top good, but they do the job. I've used 75mm stainless steel hinges on the bottom there, and when you buy these you don't get anything but the shaft, so you've got to make something up to screw it on there to make it shut. And what I've done is I've just used some of this 5mm by 25mm bar, and I've welded a square, then after that I've welded a bit on it that way, and I've tapped a 6mm thread in the bottom to hold it into position. These lights are a bit hard to get hold of, I find, but I'm using those because they're curved. They're curved the same kind of size as the boot, and they're brilliant. They look good to me anyway. I've got some of this rainbow strap nylon that they used on guitar straps and things, and I've used them on the doors. What you can do is when you cut this with the scissors, you can just seal the end with one of the kitchen sparkers or what have you, and I've screwed them on there so to stop there. I used to use leather belts, but these seem a bit more supple to stay open. I've used stainless steel 3-inch hinges. These are bathroom door bolts that are chromed brass, and I've managed to get hold of a couple of really lovely handles off of an old car. I've cut out the hole underneath the seat, so that's ready. And the next thing I need to do now, obviously, is I've got to make a windscreen. This is a giant 20-inch saucepan that I got from the boot fair for £8. I'm going to use this for the back mud guards. I've cut the bottom out of it. I just need to cut it in half now. Right, the next jobs that I need to do really is I've got to sort out the back mud guards. This is a 20-inch saucepan that I've cut in half. I've got to cut the right width, and that's going to go on the back for the back mud guards. I'm not sure about the fronts yet. And then I need to make the front windscreen and finish off the back piece of wood for the upholstery and things.